Welcome back to Branching Out with F&M Bank. I'm your host, Mary Pavlovskaya, and today I'm joined by Andrea Dono of the Harrisonburg Downtown Renaissance. Thanks for joining me, Andrea.
Thanks, Mary. It's so great to be here.
So I'm so glad to have you. Tell us a little bit about what you do as the Executive Director of the HDR.
Yeah, so Harrisonburg Downtown Renaissance is actually 100% focused on the downtown area, and we do small business support, we do event production and make sure people come back into the community, and we do destination marketing because we've got so many great things here in downtown Harrisonburg that we want to tell everyone to come here and enjoy it. So we're really focused on the businesses and also bringing the community and the surrounding communities here into downtown.
Absolutely. I mean, I just love Harrisonburg. I grew up here. I went to JMU, so it was so sad for me to see what happened with COVID and how the businesses were impacted. Tell us a little bit about what that was like for you.
Yeah, so as soon as we had the first confirmed case, we jumped into action. So we did things just for downtown, but then we also were part of a task force that formed within minutes, essentially, where different members of the economic development ecosystem got together pretty soon after we had our first confirmed case, and we discussed for hours what we needed to do right away, what we could be planning for, what the businesses needed, and we jumped into action. And so HDR was part of that, in addition to the economic development directors for the city and the county, as well as the Shenandoah Valley Partnership, the Chamber of Commerce, the Small Business Development Center, and the Shenandoah Valley Technology Council, in addition to GMU. So that's a lot of people to get together, and it was really remarkable because a lot of communities throughout Virginia, when they heard about what we were doing, they would call us and say, how did you get everyone together? How do you guys work so well? Like, is there no turf battles? And, you know, they were really impressed. And so we were sharing the Harrisonburg way of doing things, which is why I love working here, that we're all in it together. We all have something we can offer. And within a very short amount of time, we rolled out a PSA to remind people that supporting small businesses during this time was really important. We had a really fantastic small business resilience grant program that I can tell you more about. We had a resource page online that we gave everybody all the resources, the guidebooks, the grants that were going on throughout the nation. And so we really tried to figure out how to get information to the businesses by doing multiple surveys of customers and getting that information so they could make changes and pivots so they could respond. And it's been a really phenomenal partnership that I'm honored to be a part of.
That's awesome. Yeah, talk a little bit about that grant. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, we were so lucky. I have a great board member. His name is Aaron Ludwig, and he is the owner of a couple of businesses up the street, Billy Jack's, Jack Brown's, and he was going in to see his banker, and he was talking to Mark Hanna, who's the president of F&M Bank here, and he was just trying to figure out what he needed to do to make sure that his business can get through all of this sustainably. And then he took off that hat and he put on his HDR board member hat and said, can I just tell you that we're reeling. We have no idea how we're going to come out of this, and there is a lot of need out there. Customers are not coming through the door. People are staying home, rightly as they should, but they're not spending money with the businesses. How are we going to keep them going? And next thing you know, a few phone calls were made, and we had a seed grant of $50,000 from F&M, which, thanks to other community partners, became $105,000, and we were able to help, I think, over 40 businesses with that money, and it's been really marvelous to see that come together. We're so lucky.
That's incredible. Talk a little bit about what businesses use those funds for, if you know, of how was it impactful in this community? Where did we see it the most?
Yeah, so the businesses that applied really ran the gamut, from farms in Rockingham County to breweries and retailers and service businesses, yoga studios. So we had, I think, almost 150 applications. We tried to help as many as possible, but a lot of them used it for payroll. Some of them used it for PPE, rent and utilities, because all those expenses continue to pile up. They weren't going away, and they continue to pile up still too. So sales are down for a lot of businesses still even now, and every little bit helps, and so that grant program really made a difference.
Absolutely. Now, forecasting a little bit forward, what are you looking and seeing in the Harrisonburg market? Are we kind of over that hump, or is this something that you intend to see go through to the end of the year, into next year? I mean, what's your feel about that?
I think while the nation is still going through the pandemic, there are people who are staying home or they're shopping online. I think we're seeing a lot of reports coming out now saying that major online retailers are doing really well, but the smaller mom and pops aren't as much as those major retailers, which speaks a lot to the marketing dollars that a business like Amazon can put into their campaigns and that brand recognition. So we're trying to continue to get the word out with Shop Local campaigns, and we incentivize people to spend money with downtown businesses, and we give them a gift card. We do daily drawings. So we've done some of that, and we'll continue doing those campaigns, and also reminding people all the awesome things that we have here, because I think when you're staying home a little bit more than usual, you might forget about some of this stuff. And we've actually had businesses open here downtown during the pandemic, and we're hearing of more businesses looking to open. So we've had some good news with some of the tough news, and we want to keep reminding people to come downtown. And every time you buy something with an online retailer, that money stays in that state where they're based. It doesn't get recycled into the larger community. It doesn't fund your streets. It doesn't help your school programs. So the more money we can keep in town, we're supporting local businesses, their employees, and the local community. It's a win-win.
Oh, absolutely. And I want to get into our next video a little bit about what kind of programs you've got going on for the rest of the year and into next year. But want to touch on one more thing. And how did you see business pivot from what they were normally used to, so people coming in the door, people coming in to eat in restaurants, to everything going online? Was that a major shift that you saw in Harrisonburg? Is that kind of what helped it go?
So I think one of the things that's lucky about Harrisonburg, or downtown in particular, is that a lot of businesses here have been participating in a lot of our programs, and we've done a lot of training and technical assistance. We've had grant programs in the past, and we kept on drilling home the point, you've got to get online. Businesses have actually closed, and they said, we were really reluctant to grow an online portion of our business, and we paid the price. And so we didn't want to see more businesses go under like that. And so we put a lot of energy and time and resources into developing programs like that. And so when COVID hit, we took an award-winning program. We actually won an award this year from VITA, which is the Virginia Economic Development Association, in partnership with.
Congratulations!
Thank you. Yeah, we're really excited. That was in partnership with the city, the Small Business Development Center, and JMU again, and also the county, Rockingham County. So we were really excited that all of our partners got to celebrate in a really cool innovation, which said, all right, if you have an opportunity or a challenge that you want to overcome, we're going to put you in touch with an expert who can talk through all the options. So for a business owner who's really good at making sticky nugs, they might not necessarily really get how to have a really great online presence and how to have a great online ordering system. And so we actually spent time pairing them up with developers and digital marketing experts to help them learn how to do it. Or if they wanted to do something really cool like a physical improvement, like during COVID, folks wanted to have expanded outdoor seating areas, we would bring in an architect to have them talk through some of their options, and then they can apply for a grant knowing that they got good advice and they know what to do next. And so that program's called Bricks and Clicks, and we brought it back again this year. Thankfully, we were able to fund it with a grant and also some fundraising through the Friendly City Fortune that we launched last year. And so we were able to take that funding and recycle it back into the community, and within just a few weeks we were able to bring on 20 new participants, and we're almost done with the program, putting about $45,000 into the community and helping them get online and helping them make those choices to pivot and showing them how to do it so they're not floundering.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so good to hear, especially because I love Harrisonburg so much. But it's been great having you here. Thank you so much for coming, Andrea.
Thanks, Mary. This was great. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Branching Out with F&M Bank.